These are the landing lines for the biggest aircraft ever. The LZ-129, known around the world as the Hindenburg. These lines will be pulled into winches that crank the Hindenburg closer to the ground as gas is slowly let out so that it lands softly. At least that's how it's supposed to happen. She's flown over 200,000 miles and has a perfect safety record. But today, 97 passengers and crew are facing one of the most harrowing moments ever caught on camera.
It's worse than the flight. Get it started. It's fighting and it's crashing. It's crashing terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world.
What's the real story behind the Hindenburg disaster? What if we could travel back in time? Could we uncover things that would make us think twice about the biggest moments in history? My name is Theo Wilson. My grandfather was a Tuskegee Airman, and his stories made me want to experience the past firsthand. And that's exactly what we're about to do. Tonight, our journey begins in the shadow of the world's biggest airship, famous for its luxury, but infamous for its fate. For the Nazis, the Hindenburg was a massive symbol of power. And for more than 80 years, the mystery of what caused it to crash has been debated by armchair historians and experts alike. But to understand what happened, you need to understand the Hindenburg itself and what was at stake for the Germans who built it and the Nazis who used it as a propaganda tool. The story all begins here, 5 years before the disaster. I'm at the Luftschiffbau Zeppelin Company where the Hindenburg is being built. It's the ambitious new generation of cutting-edge technology, the rigid airship. Unlike airplanes, which are heavier than air, airships are lighter because they're held up by gas. There are so many ways that the hydrogen-filled Hindenburg seems destined for disaster, but it will take a once-in-a-lifetime combination of bad timing, bad weather, and bad decisions to put the world's biggest aircraft at risk in the coming hours. It's 7:08 p.m. Lakehurst Ground Commander Charles Rosendahl, a veteran airship pilot himself, believes the weather is clearing. This is his window to land.
Copy, Lakehurst. This is LZ-129.
Max, this is Charlie. What do you think?
The two men balance the safety of landing against the importance of keeping their flight schedule. And together,
Lakehurst
they decide to land the
earliest
airship
possible
now.
landing.
Copies that, Lakehurst. Commencing landing procedure now. Here we go.
What he doesn't know is with the second lingering storm front, the airship is storing up more static electricity. Hindenburg is headed into disaster. And still, things could work out, except for one final factor. The Hindenburg is finally coming in, more than 12 hours late. There's a leak in the gas bags at the back of the ship, and there's an electric charge the ship is holding from the storm. But still, nothing's gonna happen unless there's a spark. And that's where these mooring lines come in. Wet from the storm, some scientists think the electrons traveled up the ropes from the ground to the metal frame of the ship. Now, the frame of the Hindenburg is grounded with a negative charge, while the wet skin is holding a positive charge from the storm. And so, all over the surface of the Hindenburg, tiny sparks.
From the initial burst until the ship crashes in a burning heap on the ground is 34 seconds. It's the first time in media history that a major disaster is caught in real-time circumstances.
It bursts into flames. Get it started. It's fire and it's rising terrible. Oh my, get out of the way, please. It's bursting into flames and it's falling on the morning fast and all the folks between it. This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world. Oh, the humanity.
After the accident, there were many theories espoused. Sabotage scenarios include somebody firing a gun with an incendiary bullet from the woods around the airfield, but there was very little validity to it that anybody knew of.
What scientists now believe happened is that a tear in a gas bag, a hydrogen leak, an electrostatic charge, and a rare spark between the outer skin and the inner frame all added up to a once-in-a-lifetime chain reaction.
It was like sitting down at a hand of poker and getting dealt 4 aces.
Once a fire starts in the presence of 7 million cubic feet of hydrogen, there is nothing going to stop it.